That's easier to see than others. Good morning. We're starting standing for our Pilates work today. And we're actually going to do a little bit of tapping work, which helps wake up the superficial fascia and helps things release a little bit. And it's a fantastic thing to do if you're having a stiff day. The tapping is going to be, part of it's going to be finger tapping, and then some of it's going to be an open, soft fist. Now, we're going to start at your fingertips on one side, and you're just going to tap up the back of your arm, up your shoulder, to the back of your neck, and then you're going to tap right back down to your fingertips, and then you're going to flip your hand over and open fist in the other hand, tap up the inside of your arm, lift your arm up, come down the side of your ribs. When you come down to the soft bit of business, we're going to take that back to finger taps. We're going to come around our belly button, up through our sternum, and across our collarbone. We're going to switch hands. We're going to tap finger taps up the back of your arm to the top of your shoulder, into the back of your neck, back down the outside of the arm, finger taps all the way. Flip that hand over. The other hand turns into a loose fist, and we tap up the inside of the arm. Lift your arm up, side bend into the side of the ribs. Finger taps when you get into the soft tissue. Come around your belly button and up your sternum and under your collarbone. Now, we're going to have under the collarbone on both sides, and then we're going to come into the back of our neck again, up the back of our head, up onto the top of the skull, kind of like little raindrops. This is light. Now, because I'm wearing glasses, this will be interesting. But when you get onto your face, you're going to make it more fluttery, and you're going to flutter around your face, flutter down your throat, and back on into finger taps when you get onto the hard surface of your chest again. Now we're going to come down the middle of your chest, down your sternum, and we're going to work our way to the outside of our body. When we get to the outside of our body, we're going to make an open fist. You're going to bend forward and just do some taps into your low back, up and down a couple of times, a little bit into your butt. And then you're going to bring it around to the side of your hips. We're going to take both hands over to one hip, and we're just going to push out, make a little circle around. Then we're going to come over to the other side, a little circle around. And then we're going to do our legs. Now, I want your feet about shoulder distance apart, knees pointing straight forward. And we'll just come down the front of the thighs and then turn out and come up the inside. We'll do that one more time, down the front and up the inside. Now, the next time we come up, we're going to come up the outside. Are you breathing? Come down the front and up the outside. And this time we're going to go up the back and down the front and up the back. Now, come down to your knees. When you get down to your knees, turn it into finger taps. Take it down your shins. Then loose fists up the outside of your calf. Down the front of your shins, loose fists up the inside of your calf, finger taps down your shins, loose fists up the back of your calves, finger taps down the front of your shins, and then onto the front of your foot. I know you can't see that, but that's okay. I know you can imagine it. And then we're going to start to sweep upwards, sweeping up our legs, inside, outside, front and back of those calves. Same thing with the thighs, sweeping up, 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 up through our belly, out through our collarbones, and then sweep down each arm, ending at your fingertips. Now we're just going to come up, touch your fingertips together, come down, back of the hands together, up, fingertips together, down, back of the hands together. Fingertips, back of the hands. One more, fingertips, back of the hands. Now you're going to press forward, circle around, come into a prayer position. Press forward, circle around, come into a prayer position. Press forward, circle around, come into a prayer position. One more of these. And when we come into our prayer position, we're going to take it to one shoulder and then the opposite hip. One shoulder, opposite hip. Are you breathing? One shoulder, opposite hip, one shoulder, opposite hip. That same shoulder, opposite hip. Now we're coming over to your second shoulder and then come to the other hip and down, up, and down and up and down. One more here, up and down. And we're going to add some body onto this. So when you come up and bring your fingertips together, you're going to look at the ceiling. When you come down, back the hands together, you're going to look at the floor. Up. And when you look at the floor, bend your knees. Fingertips and look up. Back of the hands and look down. Fingertips and look up. Back of the hands and look down. Now you're going to press forward and look up. Bring the arms around, prayer position, look down, bent knees. Press forward, straight arms, look at the ceiling, come around to prayer position and bend. 2 more of those. Up and prayer position and look down, bent knees. Press up and around and bent knees. Now we're going to step our feet a little wider. We're going to go to one shoulder, bend your knee. Then opposite hip, bend your knee. Shoulder and hip. And kind of let your head follow where the hands are going. Breathing. 2 more here. Last one. And then we're going to switch shoulders. So we're going to side lunge to your hip and side lunge to your shoulder. Hip and shoulder and hip and shoulder. Kind of letting your head travel the same direction as your hands. 2 more here. Hip and shoulder and hip and shoulder. Good. I want you to line your feet up again. We're going to do a little bit of balancing right now. I want you to make sure that you're a little bit soft in the bum, that you're not pressing that hip flat. You're going to let one knee come forward. You're going to float your foot off the floor and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do that on the other side. So let your knee come forward. Remember, don't be gripping in this other leg, and float your foot up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're doing that one more on each side. So right, a little softness in the front of the hip. Let your knee come forward. Float your foot up and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching legs, right? Soft in the hip, knee comes forward, float your foot up, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go to our cat stretch. So we're going down onto our knees. I'm just moving my iPad to the other side of the room. And I want you to come down onto your hands and knees, just so we can get a little bit of spinal rounding in. So hands are shoulder distance apart under your shoulders. Knees are sit bone distance apart under your hips. Your sit bones are narrower than your shoulders. And remember, if you have wrist issues, you can be up on your knuckles with your thumbs pointing away from your kneecaps. Little tension in the abdominals. They're not lax. You're going to take an inhale. Exhale, point your tail down at the floor. Scoop your back up towards the ceiling, making a shape like a letter C. Inhale, hold this. And exhale, flatten back out again. Take an inhale. Exhale, use the back of your leg to help pull your tail towards the floor. Scoop your back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, hold it. And exhale, flattening back out again. 2 more. Exhale as you round tail to head, pushing out through the back. Inhale. Exhale, flattening back out again. 1 more here. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull your tail under, scoop your back up to the ceiling. Inhale, hold it. And exhale, flattening back out again. Let's go on to our back for a little bit of hip roll. Hip roll, we're lifting our butt off the floor. So if you're somebody who likes something under your head when you lay on your back, you don't want it right now because that would force your collarbone into your throat, and that's unpleasant. Now, you want to have your feet within the width of your body, back in neutral. Now, quite often we think our body is super wide, so maybe that feet within the width of the body cue isn't great. You know, we want them sit bone distance apart, right? And that's 4 or 5, maybe maximum 6 inches apart. Most people are not that wide through those sit bones. Now you're going to take an inhale to prepare here. Exhale, press your feet in the floor. Feel how the pelvis just got lighter on the floor. Lift your bum up and roll on up onto your shoulder blades. Take an inhale and exhale, soften through the rib cage. Roll back down again. When you get to the bottom, let the back of the pelvis be heavy and the feet light. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your feet in the floor. Feel how the pelvis just got lighter. Lift on up, stacking your knees over your ankles. Inhale. And exhale, coming back down again. 2 more. Take an inhale. Exhale, press into your feet. Get your feet, pelvis lighter, lift it up off the floor, reaching your knees towards your toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, coming back down again. Pelvis gets heavy, feet get light. 1 more here. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your feet into the floor and roll on up and onto those shoulder blades. Take an inhale and exhale, roll back down again. Now, if you like something under your head, pop it under your head. We're just going to make sure we know what neutral shoulder is before we move on. So I want you to bring your hands up in front of your chest with your palms facing each other, kind of like you're holding a box. And you're just going to inhale, bring the fingertips forward towards the ceiling. Exhale, come back to where the collarbones and chest are equally wide. Inhale, forward, protracting, and exhale, find that width in the collarbones. Inhale, forward, and exhale, neutral. Now, you're going to keep that width in the collarbones and just bring your arms down alongside your body, but don't rest them on the floor. We're going to our shoulder shrug here. You're going to inhale, slide your shoulder blades towards your ears. Exhale, slide towards your heels, keeping that collarbone nice and wide. Inhale, up towards your ears. Exhale, down towards your heels. 2 more. Inhale, up. And exhale, sliding back down again. I haven't really talked about neutral spine today. We're going to rest our arms for a moment, right? So remember, neutral spine, head is heavy. Back of the ribs are heavy, low back is light, back of the pelvis is heavy. While we're resting here for a moment, let's just do our head nod just to remind us where our head wants to be when we do our forward curl activities later on in class. So I want you to just inhale, do a little nod, and exhale, release. Now notice when I do this, I'm not lifting my head and release. You want to keep the sense of weight in the back of your head onto whatever it's resting on right now. Inhale, nod, exhale, release. It doesn't get lighter. What we're trying to do is just gently release the back of the neck. And I figure this is a good idea to do regularly because all of our necks are tight from all the screen time we're doing these days. 1 more here. Inhale, little nod, exhale, release. Now, let's move on to our ab prep. So I just want you to pop your hands behind your head. I want your elbows in your peripheral vision or a 45-degree angle if that information makes more sense to you. And, right, you want to feel that the back of the ribs are heavy, low back is light, and the tail is heavy, right, or the back of your pelvis. Now, you're just going to inhale, do that little nod we practiced a moment ago. Exhale, round through your rib cage to curl up and look at your knees. Inhale, hold this, and exhale, back down again. Inhale, little nod, head is heavy in the hands. Exhale, round through the ribs. Now feel how the part of your back just below your shoulder blades just got heavier. And exhale, come back down again. You want that weight in that part of your back. Inhale, nod, exhale, curl up. That's telling you you rounded your back. Inhale. Exhale, back down again. If you're not sensing that increase, inhale, nod, exhale, curl up, you're keeping your rib cage quite stiff. And coming back down again, let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, nod, exhale, curl up. Can you feel the back of the ribs get heavier? Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down again. 1 more here. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up, right? That part of your back just below your shoulder blades. Is it heavy in the floor right now? Is your tail heavy? And back down again. Let's go on to our front to do a little bit of breaststroke prep. So you're going to have your hands beside your head. You're going to have your legs close together with your kneecaps pointing at the floor. And you want to be resting on the tip of your nose in the middle of your breastbone. Your belly button is in. It's not relaxed down on the floor. Now, first movement here is a shoulder blade movement. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back towards your heels. Exhale, use those back muscles to lift your upper chest away from the floor. Inhale, the back of your neck is still long. And exhale, come back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back towards your heels. Exhale, use your back muscles to lift up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down again. 2 more. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. 1 more. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, back down again. Now, we're not going to move our arms today. What we're going to do is when we lift, we're going to lift your hands and your forearms off of the floor as you lift your upper chest away from the floor. So you're going to inhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back towards your heels. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lifting up. Is your core still engaged as you inhale? And exhale, back down again. Now you will feel it move. You just don't want to feel it push into the floor. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back towards your heels. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, down. Just 1 more of these. Inhale, slide. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And down. We're going to press back into our shell stretch, sitting back over our heels. Round out your back, right? So this is a round shape, unlike child's pose. And a little side to side rock. Now, remember, if you have unhappy knees, you can always lay on your back and hug your knees into your chest and get a similar release to what we're doing here. If you're up, sitting on your heels, you really want a sense of trying to pull the belly button in, reach the sit bones towards the heels to get a bit of stretch through that low back area. And we've procrastinated as long as we can today. It's time for the 100. Remember, that's the exercise with 100 breaths in it. So, all right, we're going to come onto our back. And right, if your neck is sore today, leave your head down. If your low back is sore today, leave your feet down. I'm going to call the exercise like everybody's doing it with their feet off the floor and their head up. Yeah? But take care of your own body. So, right, are you in neutral when you lay on your back? Take an inhale. Exhale, find your imprint. Lift 1 leg at a time to your tabletop position. Squeeze those legs together. Remember, that's a right angle at the hip and the knee. You're going to inhale, nod, exhale, curl up to look at your legs and go in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 10. Sniff, 2, 3, 4, 5, blow, 2, 3, 4, 20. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 30. Now, if you want to make it harder, legs are straight. Out, 2, 3, 4, 40. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 50. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 60. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 70. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 80. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 90. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 100. Take an inhale. Exhale, come on down. Now, if you're somebody who had your legs up in tabletop, feel free to hug your knees into your chest. Do a little gentle rock there. If you didn't lift your feet because your low back is sore today, you're going to keep your feet on the floor and just do a gentle rock there with your feet on the floor, just to let things soften a little bit before we move on. 1 more breath here. And then I want you to come to a seated position. We're going to do a little bit of half roll back today. And half roll back, we take that round shape that in Pilates we call a C curve in our spine, and we rock backwards and forwards on our bum, kind of like you're in a rocking chair. Now, your legs can either be right tight together for this exercise or an inch apart. You're going to bring your hands to the front of your shins. You're going to curl forward, bringing your hands down towards your ankles. Take a breath or two there and go, okay, this is kind of not a bad place to take a stretch. Now, if the back of your neck is bugging you, you've hung your head too low, and you want to have the back of your head matching the back of your shoulders. So you want to lift it up towards the ceiling a bit. Now, I want you to see if you can get your back a little rounder. So pull your pube bone towards your belly button, push out through the middle of the back of the ribs, and you're going to float your arms up so they're parallel to the floor. Your belly button, of course, is in. Take an inhale. Exhale, rock back on your bum, holding this C curve shape. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. And inhale, come forward. Now, when you're here, your shoulders will be protracted, which is that forward position. They will not be elevated, which is where they come up towards your ears, because shoulders towards your ears does not make your back rounded. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, come forward. Two more. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, come forward. Is your back still round? One more. Exhale, rock back. And inhale, rock forward. We're going to do one slow roll down onto our back. Legs can either be bent. I work with bent legs these days because my back is quite stiff. But if you're feeling flexible these days, you can try it with straight legs. I want your arms out, your shoulders down. I want you to tighten your core a little bit. You're going to take an inhale, exhale, scoop your back around and roll back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now that we're down here, we're going to do a little bit of single leg circle. Now, if you like something extra under your head, this is a great time to pop something under your head, because how do you know you need that? If when you lay here, you feel like your chin is pointing up to the ceiling, the back of your neck is too tight to lay flat with nothing under your head, then you're just going to irritate your neck and it's hard to get your ribs in neutral. So, right, we want to feel that the back of the pelvis is heavy, low back is light, back of the ribs are heavy. Now remember, if they're wanting to lift off the floor, take an exhale like a sigh, and that drops them down. Now from here, we're going to just do a basic single leg circle today. So keeping your back in neutral, you're going to lift one leg up to that tabletop position. Now, if you can maintain your neutral and not have the front of your thigh grip like crazy, you're going to straighten that leg up to the ceiling. I want you to imagine either the tip of your big toe or your kneecap is a laser pointer. We're going to draw a circle on the ceiling and try not to hula dance. You're going to inhale, go to the inside, exhale, sweep around to the outside. That's 1, 2, 3. Remember the inhales, most of the circle. 4 and 5. Now from here, we're going to go the other way. Inhale to the outside, exhale inside. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I want you to bend your knee and place your foot down. Other leg, you're going to lift your leg to tabletop or take it to a straight leg. Your body will tell you whether the straight leg is a good idea. We're going to go inside to outside. Inhale to start your circle, exhale to finish it. 3, 4, ribs are heavy. 5, and let's reverse, outside to inside. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend your knee, place your foot down, let your knees do a little rock side to side, just to help those hips feel a little bit happier. And from here, we're going to come to a seated position again. We're going to do a little bit of spine twist. Now, right, for spine twist, what you want to do is be sitting up 100% straight. So if, right, you need to put a yoga block under your butt to help you sit self sit up straight, fantastic. Use that. Or you could even sit on a chair for this. I've crossed legs because I'm up on my reformer. And if I stuck my legs straight out in front of me, I'd fall off the front of it. So you could have straight legs with your legs tight together for this as well. Now, I want you to take your hands, make a platform out of your hands, and put them against your ribs above your belly button. That helps you know where they are. Now, from here, a little tension in the core, nice sense of reach out the top of the head. We're going to use an exhale to turn. You're going to exhale, turn, inhale, center. Now, ideally, the pelvis isn't moving as you do this. Exhale, turn, inhale, center. Exhale, turn, inhale, center. And you're feeling work in that waist to create the turn. Maximum range, if you're staying in neutral, is 15 degrees to one side. Now, let's make it 3 exhales. Going exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, inhale, center. Exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, and center. Good rest. Now, we're just going to do a little bit of an arm exercise. In the future, if you want to make this harder, you could always put 2 soup cans in your hands, or if you have small weights, you could use them as well. Because what we're working on is the back of the shoulder. So we don't want heavy weights for this. Now, I want your elbows to start near the seam of your t-shirt, your palms facing the ceiling. You want to keep your palms facing the ceiling the whole time. And that's part of what helps you activate the back of your shoulder. There's a little tension in your core. You're going to exhale, reach straight forward. Now, don't straighten the arms all the way though. And then inhale, you're going to take your thumb sideways so that your palms keep facing the ceiling. Exhale, bring your pinkies back to the width of your body, so don't bring those hands together. And then inhale, draw the elbows back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, back. Now, as I do this, exhale, forward. Inhale, open. I'm not going to let those ribs splay forward. Close and back. Exhale, reach forward. As you open, you're spiraling your humerus bone, your upper arm bone, and then you're going to reverse that spiral and draw the elbows back. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, back. One more. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And inhale, back. Now we're going to go to a little bit of spine stretch forward. And for spine stretch forward, you want to have 2 different leg positions. You can be sitting in a chair, of course, diamond legs or straight legs. Now, either way, low back wants to be nice and tall. We don't want to be collapsed through there. You're going to put your hands on the front of your legs, and if they're straight, your feet are shoulder distance apart. Reach out the top of your head, open your collarbones, and we're going to bend forward, starting with your head. You're going to take an inhale. Exhale, start with your head rounding forward, scoop your belly button in. Inhale here, and exhale back up again. Take an inhale. As you round forward, you're trying to get the top of your forehead to come to your knees. Inhale, and exhale, back up again. Inhale, exhale, rounding forward, pull that belly button in. Inhale, exhale, back up again. So the pelvis doesn't move here. 2 more. Exhale as you round forward, scoop that belly button in. Inhale, exhale, pick it back up again. 1 more. Exhale as you round forward, scooping your belly button in. Inhale, and exhale, back up again. Let's go onto our back for a little bit more ab work. So I want you to pop your hands behind your head. Your elbows are in your peripheral vision. If you want to make this harder, you're going to imprint and take your legs up to tabletop. You're going to inhale, nod to prepare. You're going to exhale, curl up, keeping your belly flat as you curl forward. Inhale here. Exhale, rotate to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate to your other side. Inhale, center. And exhale, back down again. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up. That belly stays flat. It doesn't pooch out on you. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, back down again. Inhale, nod. Exhale. Feel how the mid-back gets heavier on the floor. Take an inhale here. Now, belly pulls flatter as you rotate. And same thing on the other side. And back down again. One more here. Exhale as you curl up. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Other side. And back down again. Good. Now from here, we're going to just do a little exercise called single leg stretch. Now, if your neck is sore, you can leave your head on the floor for this. But because it's still in the same position as our 100 that we did earlier. You're going to take an inhale, you're going to exhale imprint. You're going to lift your legs up to tabletop one at a time. You're going to inhale, nod, exhale, curl up if you're coming up. Grab one knee with both hands and straighten your other leg. Now, we're going to switch which leg is straight with an exhale. Little inhale in between. Now, if you want to stretch your back, pull your knee to your chest. If you want it to be more core, stop at tabletop. And of course, we're keeping our imprint. And we're going to go 4, 3, are you breathing? 2, last one. And then let's just bring our knees into our chest, a little gentle rock. Now, remember, if you're somebody who is prone to sciatica or you have protruding low back discs, hugging your knees into your chest is not a great plan. So have your feet on the floor and do a gentle rock there. Now, we got to work the back end of the body a little bit. So we're going to go to some shoulder bridge, which is where we keep our back straight and lift our butt off the floor. Earlier, we did something similar where we rounded through our spine. This time we're keeping the back straight. So, nothing extra under your head because you're lifting your butt, feet within the width of the pelvis, that 4 to maximum 6 inches apart with those feet. Collarbones are wide. Take an inhale. Exhale, press into your feet, feel how they get heavier, and lift the pelvis up off the floor. Inhale at the top, and exhale back down again. Now we're going to fine tune this twice. So you're going to take an inhale, exhale, press your feet in the floor. Now keep breathing, feel how the pelvis just got lighter. Now think about pulling your knees an inch closer together. That's more of a thought than a thing. Your knees do not want to touch. Then I want you to feel like you're trying to pull your heels from your bum and feel how that activates the leg even more. If you're getting a slight shake, yay, we're doing neurological pathway change. We're getting better firing patterns. We're going to take an inhale here. Exhale, lift on up, knees over ankles. Inhale, hold. And exhale, come back down again. Let that pelvis get heavy and the feet get light. We're going to do that patterning again. We're going to take an inhale. You're going to exhale, press your feet in the floor, feel how the pelvis just got lighter. Keep it in that light place. Pull your knees an inch closer together. That's more of a thought than a thing. Pull your heels further from your bum. That's more of a thought than a thing. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lift up, stacking your knees over your ankles. Inhale, hold. And exhale, back down again. We're going to do 2 where we just press into the floor. That's your exhale, and you lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale down. 1 more of these. Press into the floor. That's your exhale. I've lost track of the breath. And come back down again. We're going to do a little bit of an add-on here. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your feet in the floor and lift up. Now, I want you to, without shifting your pelvis, put more pressure into your left foot and then into your right foot. And then into your left foot, release it a little bit, right foot, and bring your bum back down again. You feel how that little extra pressure into each foot makes that fat where your thigh and your butt meet activate a little bit more. We're going to do that 1 more time. You're going to take an inhale. You're going to exhale, press your feet in the floor, lift up to the top. Press more weight into your left foot, release it, right foot, release it, left foot, release, right, release, and down. And you notice the release is super subtle. I'm not dropping, I'm just releasing that extra little pressure. We'll play with that more as time goes by. We're going to just make those hamstrings feel better. So I just want you to straighten out your legs, let them rock around. We'll do a little bit more of a release on them in a minute. How much time do I have left? Okay, let's flip onto our tummy, do a little bit of work on our belly, and then I'll make the hamstrings feel even happier in a moment. So what I want you to do is have your hands under your forehead. We're going to do a little exercise called one leg kick. It's a knee bending exercise, and there's a bit of a bounce in it because, right, ideally our tissue has bounce in it, right? Babies have bounce. So shoulders are out of your ears. In other words, collarbones are wide, little tension in your abdominals. We're going to start with one leg. You're going to bend your knee, pulling your toe towards your bum, release slightly, pull your heel towards your bum, and straighten your leg. Other leg, you go toe, heel, and straighten. And yes, that's going to be back of the upper leg again. Toe, heel, and straighten. But if you tighten the front, you'll get a stretch there. Toe, heel, and straighten. Are you breathing? We're alternating legs. Toe, heel, and straighten. Other leg. Toe, heel, and straighten. Toe, heel, and straighten. Last one. Toe, heel, and straighten. Good. We're just going to do a quick pass through our shell stretch. So we're just going to sit back on our heels, round out our back. Remember, you can lay on your back and hug your knees into your chest. Just 3 breaths here, a little gentle rock side to side, either through your hips, your shoulders, or your head. If you lay on your back, a little rock of the knees side to side is a nice thing. All righty. We're going to go onto our side for a little side leg work so that we can make those hamstrings a little happier, the upper the back, top of the back, top of your thigh. Yeah. So we're going to go to our kick, our side leg kick. So you're laying on your side. You're going to have your legs at a 45-degree angle to your torso, right? There's straight in alignment. There's 45. So there's a hinge at my hip. Now, you don't want to be rolled back where it's super comfy. You actually want to be up on that bony bit that is actually part of your thigh. If you're up on it, your hips are stacked, right? Because you want to think about your 2 ASIS points being right on top of each other. Now, feet are flexed. To help you balance, you can bring your top hand down in front of you with your fingertips on the floor. If you feel confident balancing here, you can have your top hand on your top leg. We're going to lift the top leg up, kick it forward twice, going inhale, inhale, exhale, keep your core tight as you pull the leg behind you. And inhale, inhale, exhale, pull it back. In, and pull it back. Now, as you go forward, ideally, you're feeling a bit of a pull through the back line of the leg. And as you go back, you might get a stretch through the front. In, exhale, pull back. And in, exhale, pull back. In, exhale, pull back. One more. In, and back. Now we're going to go to a straight line from our head to our feet. You want your knees pointing forward. Try not to have them turned out. Little tension in the side of your body you're laying on. You're not lax, right? And you're going to lift that top leg up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot. Reach up, that's an inhale. Exhale, bring it down, point. Inhale as you go up, and exhale as you come down. Inhale as you go up, and exhale as you come down. Now, if you want to have your core more involved, your balancing part of your core, as you're going up and down, you actually want to think about that top knee being slightly pointed down towards the floor. Don't let it point towards the ceiling because it gets rid of some of the activation in your core. Inhale up and exhale down. Now, we're going to do a little bit of staggered leg. If this hurts the outside of that bottom hip, remember you can just drop the top leg forward and just lift and lower your bottom leg. Staggered leg, what it is we're going to inhale, lift your top leg, exhale, lift your bottom leg to meet it, take them both down. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze your legs together and down. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze and down. Inhale, lift. Is your core engaged? Exhale, squeeze and down. One more here, up, squeeze and down. We're going to do a little bit of clamshell. So I want you to bend your knees and have your feet in alignment with your seat. So they're not out here, they're back in alignment with your seat. Now, if your top shoulder will tolerate it, I want you to grab a hold of that bony curve of your pelvis with your thumb behind to help you feel whether or not it's moving. Now, if that doesn't feel great, just really try and keep the weight on the outside of your bottom leg. You're going to exhale, clamshell that top knee open, inhale, close. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Just two more here. Open and close. Last one, open and close. Let's go to the other side. So, right, legs are at a 45 to the torso. Feet are flexed. Top hand can be down if you want. You're going to lift your top leg up, kick it forward twice, going inhale, inhale, exhale, reach back. And see how my torso is not collapsed into the floor as I do this. Because my shoulder and my hip are wider than everything else, I don't want the side of my body down, because if I did, I'd be side bending here, and I want to be in neutral. Exhale, pull back. Two more here. In, exhale, pull back. Last one, inhale, inhale, and exhale, pull back. Straight line from your head to your feet. Knees are pointing straight forward. Belly button's in. You're going to lift your top leg up. Flex your foot. Bring it down. Point your foot. Reach up. Flex your foot. Bring it down. Point your foot. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Remember that top knee, if it slightly turns towards the floor as you go up and down, you get a little bit more core engagement without you actually having to think, oh, how do I get that to happen? And of course, it emphasizes the outside of the hip a bit more when we're here. And then we're going to staggered leg. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze, and down. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze, and down. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. One more. Up, squeeze, and down. Clamshell. Bend your knees. Feet are in alignment with your seat. Top hand on your top hip if you can tolerate it. And then exhale, open that top knee. Inhale, close. And remember, if the top shoulder doesn't like this hand position, just really pay attention to what's going on the outside of that bottom thigh. One more here. Exhale as you open, and inhale, close. Let's just go onto our back and try and make those hips a little bit happier before we call it a class. So, right feet the width of your mat, something extra under your head if you like it there, right? And then all we're going to do is just drop one knee into the middle, pick it up, other knee into the middle, and pick it up. Now, for myself, I'm really thinking about isolating this to my hip joint. So I'm trying not to let my pelvis rock side to side as I do this today. If you let your pelvis rock side to side, it starts to be a little bit more your SI joints, and it's okay to play with them. Nothing wrong with that. Just for myself today, I'm focusing on the hip joint a little bit more. Now, before we finish, got to do our bigger back extension. We're coming onto our belly for a little bit of swan dive. So you're going to have your hands beside your head. You're going to have your legs in a V shape. So, right, because we're lifting the torso higher, if we have our legs tight together, our tailbone really doesn't have much of a place to go. Now, right, you want to have your belly button in. You're going to inhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back towards your heels. Exhale, come up onto your elbows, and then press into your hands, lift your elbows off the floor, and use your bum to come higher. You're in a banana shape here. Take an inhale, and exhale, come back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, use your back muscles to come up onto your elbow and come higher up. Now, the back of your neck is still long. You're not looking up at the ceiling. And come back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lifting up. Do you feel your butt doing something? Inhale. Exhale, back down again. One more here. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, down. Let's press back into our last shell stretch for the day. Sitting back on your heels. Rounding out your back. Because swan dive is quite butt intense. I find if I do a little bit of a shift side to side through my hips here, it just helps all the different fibers of the tissue in my butt to soften and let go a little bit. One more nice deep breath here. And then, I hate to tell you, we are out of time for today. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to working with you again real soon.
Thanks, Ruth.
You know, when you